Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god, everyone. Okay. Guys, I just had quinoa. And there's another Guild Wars 2 trailer. Hello, and welcome to another trailer reaction. Yeah, Guild Wars 2 released another trailer for the next episode that's coming later this month. So let's take a dive right into the pool, the icy pool of Guild Wars 2 Icebrood Saga. Why am I talking like... What's her name? What's her name?
Elizabeth Holmes.
Yes.
Theranos. It's fun.
Okay. Let's just go to the trailer. Okay, everyone. Welcome to this trailer reaction review, insight, analysis, all in one. It's like a buffet. You're gonna get what you like or what you really think you want, but there's so much variety that it's not really going to be too deep. Like, you're going to get a peanut butter sandwich and a grilled cheese and, like, maybe some fries and hash browns and a salad bar. But other than that, you're not really getting, like, a lobster or, like, a lava cake or, like, tiramisu or... I'm going to stop with that analogy now. Okay, but, yes, we're going to watch the trailer. I'm going to react to it. So I got to get my acting skills on because I have to pretend I haven't already seen this. And then I'm going to talk about it and my impressions. So let's get started. Rated T15. Blood, mild language, use of alcohol, and violence. Not violence. Not in the South. Okay, so we start here. I'm gonna play it through all the way, and then we're gonna. So we see birds. Oh my God, birds! That's my reacting part. Sky scales. And one thing I didn't notice actually first time, but now that seeing this, there are ley lines, which is really interesting. Well, not really interesting. Not new, but cool to see in a very new map. Oh my God! Ah! Frost Legion! This is my... Okay. Guild Wars 2 Icebrood Saga. We have the extended meta and map. So we're in the same map, which is great. Love that they're doing this. Storm the Frost Citadel. I don't know if there's like a big castle. I hope there's a big castle. It's at Frost Citadel. I'm expecting a big castle. We have a Clob Jormag. Fun. Oh, there seems to be like you're hiding behind boulders or ice structures. Upgraded way station mastery. Now you know I have opinions about this and we'll get to that later. New rewards. Emotes, Frost Legion Infusion. New weapon set, the Dominion Tribune weapons. I love that they're putting more weapons in. New rewards, Stormcaller weapons tier 2, that was hinted at. And empowered Boneskinner weapons. We have more to talk about. 3 new adventures, Favor of the Spirits. Now this is really interesting, and I'll have more to say about this when we loop back to it, once we've kind of covered all the bases for the overview of the trailer. Like, we gotta show it before we talk about it, okay? Oh my God, what's happening? Oh my God, is that Vanguard? Daddy! Jormag! Ah! Ah! I love those like trailer reaction videos on YouTube. They're like, bitch, what the? So good. Jormag Rising. Great. Guild Wars 2. I do have this on a loop. I am going to... I think the audio is fine. Yeah, the audio seems fine. Great. We'll go with this. We'll have this loop in. But first and foremost, let's just cover what we saw at the beginning. Here we have the bridge, so it sets up the main connection into the next part of the map. As this was kind of like predicted pretty much, because it's like you have a giant bridge. It's super new. It looks super cool. Assets up the wazoo. It's honestly really, really great. So they're definitely going to be using this. We're definitely going to going in. As you see here, the snow clears, the blizzard clears. We see the player representation with the commander, and she's on the bridge, and she said, I'm a one-woman army. Bangar, Jormag, you better get ready. I'm coming for your throats. So I very much appreciated that dialogue. Oh, speaking of dialogue, COVID is still raging in America because for some reason we turned it into a political thing, and not just a manner of a threat to humanity on a global scale. So we're still being racked by COVID. And with this, they're not able to get voice acting done properly. So this episode will also be launching without voice acting, as they had mentioned. And one key difference with this trailer, I'll keep this looping in the background while I talk. But one key difference with this trailer as a whole, for my impressions of how they did this trailer, is that they did not focus on story beats, and they didn't have any subtitle or subtext for you to follow along. With the last episode, we had the council meeting in the trailer, and that would have been really great if there was voice acting. But I don't know if they had already made the trailer before COVID had struck America and affected everything. But I don't think it was necessarily the best thing. It wasn't the best trailer I've seen. This trailer is, I think, 10 times better because they're not focused on story. They're not focusing on, implementing subtitles or, dialogue boxes. They're really just saying, guys, you're going to have to wait for the story. This is a trailer showcasing the map extension, hints at the story, where we're going, and the rewards and things that you can expect. And they really put the emphasis on that, which I really appreciate. I think it was much smarter to do that rather than, of course, focus on the story without voice acting. I don't think it translates well in trailers, but in the game, it's really, I don't mind the no voice acting in all honesty. I think it's manageable with the game. Like, go back to those old RPGs without any, voice acting, and you have to voice it yourself, and you have to read. Heaven forbid we make people read. But, the education in America is already going down the drain. We can't practice anymore. But, yeah, so as a summary, there we go. Now I'm going to be actually talking about, like, key features that we've seen. So, we talked about the transition from the bridge to the new map. We got that covered. The next thing that I think that we would be dealing with in terms of the trailer are a couple, like, set pieces, imagery. You see a little bit of a blood fiend in the corner or on the bottom of the screen. Always love to see spells and, minions walking around. This does seem to be a new region, a snippet of a new region. Woody. I also wonder, are we going straight north? Because I wonder what. That's actually an interesting question, because this is still woodland area. But if you go straight north, and if you go like north and then east of the map, it's all frozen. It's all snowy. So, but this doesn't look to be very snowy at all. So I wonder if we're actually going to go north and then west a little bit. We might be doing that. We've yet to see. We have yet to see where Jormag is, but we do get a little snippet, a hint of possibly, which is another topic. So we see more environments, which is always great to see. Love the environments in GW2. Great environment artist. Of course, here we have the snowy, maybe the Frost Citadel. Is this the Frost Citadel? I hope it's a bigger structure, kind of, or an underground structure. But there is a ley line. There are a couple ley lines, which is great. And Icebrood, ice corruption. There's also interesting, like, flows. I don't know if that's just magic in terms of Jormag's magic, but it just kind of reminded me of the Desolation. But instead of the, like, sulfurous waste, it's just, I wonder if it'll damage or not. We'll have to see. We have some Flame Legion just standing around. Appreciate that. And of course, and then we have this. The Frost Legion conversion pod. I'm going to call it that. It seems that they have taken technology. Maybe the Iron Legion constructed it with the help of Flame Legion, directing magic. They seem to be very in tune with magic. I don't know. All in all, Bangar does have a great arsenal of char with various functions and various talents. I'll say that. So this will be... this is interesting because this is the first time where we're kind of seeing players, or not players, but NPCs voluntarily commit themselves to dragon magic, other than the Svanir. The Svanir, they were kind of manipulated, and I guess these Char were too, but like, this is such an artificial way. This is a way to corrupt yourself. I don't know if you hold your own consciousness, but you're corrupting yourself voluntarily and with such extreme technologies. It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. And I love just the design. It's like this pod with like Icebrood corruption around it, Jormag's corruption. And then you get shot with a big laser, and then you become Icebrood. And you go, woof! Love that. And then we have, of course, the extended meta and map. We see probably some boss battles here. There was a Char car, and it had like an electrical field. Maybe I can go back a little bit. Yeah, there was this like Char car, and then this reminds me of an old air elementalist skill during the demos and betas back in 2010, 2011. I think it was like on Scepter, and you throw like an electrical ball and it like zaps. It was basically the air version of a lava font, pretty much. But this definitely reminds me of that. Shout out to if anybody like remembers that skill. I'd love to see that skill back. So, you know, some new things. And then we of course have the Raid Wing 2 not stronghold, but you know, the guy when he drops down, the prison camp, you know, basic telegraphs. I don't know what I'm saying. We have some fire tornadoes, which is interesting. Some portals and some ice stuff. This is a really cool battlefield, by the way. This is like a nice setting for a battle. Hints of nature, ice corruption, citadels, spires, all that stuff. And then we get into this area, which seems, it could be an underground thing or within the citadel itself. But you're definitely enclosed. You're taking the fight inside, which I always enjoy when they do that. And I would love to see a bigger, like, castle area. I don't feel like we've had that yet, where you're invading a keep in the real world. I know you can do it in World versus World, but I love that feeling. And you're fighting some Char cars. And then we have the Claw of Jormag. I don't know where this is taking place. I don't know if this is in the final meta event, if this is just a side boss, what's it to ya? But you'll be fighting the Claw of Jormag, or a Claw of Jormag, with new mechanics, it seems. You're going to have to hide behind some ice structures, evade some breath attacks. He doesn't seem as big. This could be a baby one. And then we have the upgraded Waystation Mastery, which includes the Medizuka. I wonder what this will be. This does seem to be heavily attached to the map, which I'm more okay with, because you can really only activate this parachute mechanic in the map. It's not like the third tier of the Waystation where you can place down a Waystation table anywhere, which I still really hate. But this does seem to be more structured and targeted to the map, which is fine. And Medizuka, I get the impression that it's medical. A Medizuka, where you're like supporting your allies or giving boons or doing various effects. We'll have to see. Of course, with everybody in the map being able to use this whenever they get it, it'll start to bloat things and how accessible it is. Granted, seems you can only do this when you're falling from a parachute to introduce yourself into the battle, which is fine. It seems cool. And then we have the enhanced shiver emote. Are you doing cold breath now? I wonder how this is different from the other shiver emote. I haven't really gotten the shiver emote, so I don't know. And then we have new rewards, a Frost Legion infusion. I wonder what the chance of getting this infusion will be. It definitely looks really cool. I love that they actually advertise these infusions, because back then they'd put infusions in the game and not really have, you kind of just got it and you're like, oh guys, you can get this infusion. But they tend to be very rare. So, you know, sell it on the trading post and get yourself a precursor or a legendary, you know. And then, of course, we have the Dominion Tribune weapons. You can slow down frame by frame. But this torch, there is a torch on this screen. And I have never seen that before. And if that is a part of this weapon collection, oh, you know I'm getting that torch. That torch is massive. Oh, it's so cool. I love it. And the Char does not seem to be holding any other weapon in his right hand, which is interesting. But you know what? With the torch that size, you really don't need anything else to speak for you, Mom. You don't need anything else. And I really enjoy this rifle. I love rifles with bayonets, larger rifles like muskets and snipers, really chunky. But I love that this is like corrupted with ice, corrupted or just ice touched. So it's really cool. I like it. New weapons. Of course, we have the Stormcaller weapons. This is cool. They've said that they're going to be upgrading these. And all in all, they just seem to be more electric-y. You zap things more. I still need to get the tank. I still need to finish the tanky weapons and the Stormcaller weapons. But I have a couple of Stormcaller weapons, and I am going to be upgrading them. It's great for a Tempest. So excited to see some new things. And then we have this. Guys. Can we get real? Can we get up close and personal for a second? We have the empowered Boneskinner weapons. Mama, I'm going to stop it right there because ArenaNet, what gave you the right? What gave you the right to make such great content? What gave you the right to make such great weaponry? Oh my god. Like, oh my Dwayna. Oh my god. I'm Casimir Mead. You're now trail and particle effects on these. Now, I really would have loved. Now this is really making me wish Necromancer auto attack was a projectile, like a really fast projectile. It doesn't need to be slow. It doesn't need to be slow like the. I just wish Necro had more projectiles. Maybe if there's a staff. But this is really cool. If the projectile animation looks like this, oh my god. And no, like these are like legendaries now. I love that. I love that. I wonder if these are going to be legendary. Or we have to do an achievement for them. I wonder how the empowered Boneskinner weapons are going to function. If you just craft them, if you do an achievement for them. But it is interesting that they're going back to the Boneskinner, which was in episode 2. So they're definitely popping back, which is great. So you have a reason to go kill the Boneskinner more and more if you haven't gotten these, or just buy them on the trading post. I love that they're going back and updating certain things to maybe incentivize players to get them more, because I have the Boneskinner focus. Oh, it's gonna be so good on my Necro. I already use it on my Necro, but with these adjusted projectiles, it's gonna be fantastic. And I love to see them do this with more weapons, like the Stormcaller weapons. Like if they do a tier 3, have a projectile effect. I think it's cool. Granted, they don't need to do it for every weapon set, but it's special. It's a special thing. Keep it special, I guess. But it's really interesting. 3 new adventures. Now, adventures? That's all I really have to say. I'm here for adventures. I don't know what the rewards. I mean, it is interesting because we haven't had adventures in a while, and Path of Fire really didn't deliver on adventures. I loved Heart of Thorns adventures, I really did, and I guess it's nice to see that they are doing adventures with the Icebrood Saga, and they seem to be very specialized. They seem to be focused content that has been dedicatedly built. It's not like the Path of Fire ones where you have the same adventure in every map where it's like, go collect some baskets for people, which I never did. I don't know, did anybody else do those? I didn't. So these adventures seem like they could be nice. Like you're going to be transforming into an eagle and flying, fighting something and collecting. No mention of a strike mission, which is interesting. Typically they advertise like a new way to do strike missions. Do I think there will be a strike mission with this episode? They never advertised it, so I would be compelled to say there won't be. However, strike missions typically reflect of the final encounter or the area for the final encounter. And with this final encounter, presumably the final encounter, the final moment, being coming face to face with Jormag, or at least a big minion of Jormag. I mean, this episode's called Jormag Rising, so maybe we're gonna be fighting Jormag, or like a shade of Jormag, a copy of Jormag. I would love if there was another strike mission, just to keep players at least interested in 10-man content. Would I love a raid? Yes. Do I think that strike missions are the way forward? No, I do not. I think they had systems of dungeons, fractals, and raids, and I think they should have kept it at that. They had bounty systems, they dropped that, and then they made the strike missions. They just like to make something new every time, and yeah, make something new, but you don't have to make new systems, you don't have to make new categories for implementing content. Just take your time and make a raid. Like, remember when they launched those 3 bosses, those 3 strike mission bosses with episode 2 or 3? I think it was episode 2. That could have been a raid. They could have made that Raven Sanctum into a raid, where you have your story content, you play through the story in the area, but you can also go into the raid and you fight the Boneskinner, then you fight the twins, and then you fight the Franier. I don't know if putting them into a raid wing would have been even harder, but that's just how I'm like, they could have made a raid. Like, strike missions are supposed to be introductions to raids. One would think that you'd have a raid in the Icebrood Saga. I'm just going off of what they advertised it as, but yeah. But let's talk about this image. Okay, so we've had concept art for Jormag. We've had concept art of Jormag in the Icebrood Saga. I mean, Jormag has been a part of the promotional material, so we've had an idea of what the shape of Jormag will be. Is this Jormag? Are we seeing Jormag's shape with those long tusks? Are we gonna see his body? Are we gonna see anything other than this? I hope so. But you would expect Jormag to be bigger. Granted, Primordus was pretty massive, but I think Primordus will probably be the biggest dragon ever if we end up meeting Primordus. The mouth of Mordremoth was still pretty big, and mouth of Mordremoth was supposed to be one of the smaller ones, I guess. And Zaitan was big, Krakatork was very big. Jormag doesn't seem to be super big here. This could be the camera angle, but if this is Jormag, I would love it if the body was massive. But of course, you know what? I don't care. The proportionizing at ArenaNet, we all saw the new Spellforged armor. Your heads are so small, but the body's so thick. So Jormag could have a small ass head and a massive body. You never know. So, you know, but this is very interesting. We're seeing a glimpse of Jormag. It is Jormag Rising. So then we have the end screen for Jormag Rising, July 28th, 2020. That'd be funny if it said 2021. But July 8th. So this will be out in a week or two. It's the 14th today. In 7 days, it'll be 20 something. So about 2 weeks, probably. I'm saying so much. But that is the video. That's my reaction. That's my impression. That's my analysis. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video if you liked it, comment below your thoughts on this trailer. And I'd love to see you guys in game on my Discord. I have a Patreon. I have a PayPal down below if you'd like to donate. Support me on Patreon. You get videos early, and you get exclusive content. And thank you to my patrons. I'll have a slideshow of all my current patrons here. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your support. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And I stream on Twitch Fridays, Saturdays, or Sundays. Every Friday. And then I'll choose Saturday or Sunday. At 2 p.m. Pacific time. Like it. Subscribe. Share. Comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, everyone.